biggest betting weekend of the year is finally here, which means more updated odds and props for Super Sunday. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. We have hundreds of prop bets, MVP odds, and exclusive in-game live betting. BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline offers you everything and more to enhance your game day experience. Visit the website today and make the game day action count a little bit more. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Great day to be a Tiger. JSU by 40 campaign. Coach Taylor, I was just thinking, I was sitting in my office and we were talking about Jackson State athletics, the tradition of Jackson State. You played here. What if 50,000 alums gave $40 a month for 12 months?
Man, that would be huge. That's money in the bank for athletic program.
Let's do this, Coach. I'm challenging all 50,000 alumni of Jackson State University, supporters, fans. Let's give $40 a month to JSU by 40 campaign. 12 months, 12 million. September to August, let's win championships in the classroom. Let's support Jackson State University. Let's support athletics. And let's make sure our coaches and our student athletes are successful. So again, Coach Taylor and I are challenging you, all 50,000 alums, $40 a month for 12 months to support Jackson State athletics. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Support the JSU by 40 campaign. Visit gojsutigers.com/JSU by 40.
AD has approved KC 1400 Collective. Everybody want to hear me say that? This is what it's all about. They're around. They are supporting. The money is going directly to our student athletes. They're signing deals. They have contracts. Let's do it. I mean, without this collective, we won't be successful. We won't be able to sustain our student athletes. I mean, 1400 Collective have done a really, really good job of keeping a lot of our athletes here. You know, if you saw them sign a lot of our athletes, but we got to do our part. So I know after today, we're going to click that 1400 Collective. We're going to give one of those tiers, and we're going to make sure that we give to this collective so we can continue to give to our student athletes and support them and give them what I need. And I want to thank you all, Ken, TD, D-Core, C,
T-Dub.
Yeah, T-Dub, everyone that created and helped create it. I know I'm missing some names, putting this together.
This is Travis A. Terrell Jr., and you're tuned in to Tiger Talk TV.
Peeps, what up, what up, what up?
What's going on, Corey?
What's up, Mike? What's up, Mo?
What's going on, Aristotle? Mike
good. The big Aristotle, what's good? D. Corey C, what's going on?
What's up, fellas? Who we got in the bill? We got some fresh faces, man. We got some fresh faces, get some screen time, man. Just allow y'all to reintroduce yourselves. Who we got? Who we got?
Well, look, y'all already know me.
Man, they forgot you, man. Where you been, man? It's been a year.
Look,
man. They forgot you, bro.
You know what it's like.
Aristotle, man, we're so happy to have you back, man. You found some time for a little Tiger Talk.
Likewise, man. Happy to be back.
Yeah. And this is Mike B. You know me. Hardly at home, always repping. What's good, Tiger Nation?
And you got Mo Knowles.
Mo Knowles. What you know, Mo? What you know?
I know a little bit about baseball, know a little bit about basketball.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
What does he not know? Is the question.
Mike, I like the way that beard looking, bro.
You know, man.
Yeah, little salt and pepper, man. Salt and pepper gang, you know what it is.
More like salt, no pepper.
Yeah.
What's going on, JTV?
We got in the chat, man. Represent. Y'all know we Tiger Talk, we don't come on live too often, so representing the chat. Who we got watching? I wanted to surprise you. I'll give y'all a little something to do. You know, no football. Got a week off. Got the Super Bowl coming up, but it's the first weekend with no football in a while, right? So we wanted to give y'all
a little depression.
What's up, Aqua? You know, Aqua gonna represent. Who we got? KD. Boom.
J Boom.
Tiger Talk Research Department.
Yep.
KT Dub. That's the man right there, y'all. The man with the plan. KT Dub.
Man, that's a good guy.
Yeah. Make the magic happen.
Shout out Casey, my boy Ken, man. He's a little bit under the weather. He's gonna sit this one out, but you know it's all good. I'm sure he'll be back tomorrow night, Monday Night Live, KC 1400.
Yeah. Get well soon, Casey.
We got T Reezy in the building too. Band session with the boom. There he is. There he is.
Yeah.
So what's up, fellas? What y'all got, man? What y'all got going on, man? I know. What do we have? We always got news coming out from Jackson State. I think the latest big news is what the schedule release.
Yeah, schedule
Finally,
drop. Yep.
y'all got your
Making
hotel.
travel plans.
I know everybody been waiting on it. What y'all think, man? What's some stuff? Which game stood out? Which game jumping out at you?
I mean, the most obvious one, is Vegas. Grambling. Most important thing for me is getting our lick back. I want to take it to Grambling. Tigers by 40, but to do it, out west, in the Sin City makes it even better. Go there to the Allegiant and brand new stadium, so it'll be nice to play there, to check out their venue. To go in there, beat those, Tigers from Louisiana.
Get back.
And then hit the strip,
That get back.
Yeah. But that's the most important thing, they get back.
Man,
even though we needed that game to grow last year, I appreciate that game last season, but we can't let them off the hook. They got to
debate that. Shaq, what you think, man? Did we need to lose that game? Did we need that loss?
I thought about that long and hard.
On that Grambling loss last year. I don't know.
Well, I look back on it, and people may say this is crazy, but I think we needed that loss. I think having that loss at that period was not only as a humbling factor, but it put the fire back in the gentleman, into the coaching staff as well, to kind of show them that they just can't coast and not take every game as serious as they wanted to. So I'm glad it happened as earlier in the season as it did, because I think that loss catapulted us for the rest of the season, no doubt.
Yeah. I think Mary has a song called Dirt. So you need a little dirt to grow. And so we definitely needed that. We needed that to spring us to what we saw happen. You just put a fire in the player and a fire in the coaches, because we saw it online. We saw everybody down TC, everybody down the players, everybody down the quarterbacks. And the team responded. And they definitely came out and they hit the ground running and didn't look back.
And responded big too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at what those guys did in the second half of almost 7-8 games consecutively after losing that game. I mean, it was pretty much a lights out defense, a lights out mentality, and they just started putting the pedal to the metal. They started executing. They started honing in on, their strategy on how they wanted to play certain teams, and I mean, you saw it. You saw the expertise, and you saw the intentional and the deliberate behavior from the team from that game going forward on how committed and dedicated they were going to be to try to finish out the season undefeated. They did it.
Right. Yeah. And speaking of get back, we opened up the season with Hampton. So
Orlando.
I think what's that?
We last played them in Orlando, right?
And that was the last time I saw you in Florida, Corey.
Yeah, man, that was 2007.
Yeah, something like that.
Nah, you came to Florida since then. You came to Miami. You came to Miami, remember? Yeah, you came to Miami.
Yeah.
I think we lost to Hampton in what?
That last loss to Hampton hurt.
No, that was Bethune.
No, that was BCU.
2019.
Yeah, that was Bethune.
Yeah, Hampton. That was a SWAC media game in 07. Yeah, the year after we won the SWAC.
Yeah,
that's been a while.
Yeah, yeah, but we still own them, and then they beat us. I think one time before that, a couple times. We had.
I tell you who we owe. We owe to Tuskegee.
That's right.
Yeah, we owe to
Tuskegee.
Oh man, yeah.
That's the game that stick out to me. I want 60.
Yeah.
Tigers by 60.
Yeah, I think that's a key game.
They asked you about the baseball. You want to let them know what you got cooking?
Oh man, we got a preview coming out.
I just want to get her question up there.
We got a preview coming out, but I like the schedule. It's a typical Jackson State schedule. We got a battle in that SWAC East. In the SWAC East, you got Bethune-Cookman, you got FAMU, you got Alabama State. Arguably, the 4 best teams in the SWAC are coming out the East. So there's a lot of questions that we need the answers to. I think we're gonna find out in 2 weeks down in Houston. So all the Tiger fans down in Houston, please go get your tickets. We're gonna open out at the I think it's the Cactus Classic at Minute Maid Stadium. So
Don't give them too much more. We got one in the can, y'all. We got a baseball preview. It's in the can already.
Yeah, that was a teaser. That was a teaser. Yeah,
that was just a little bit. Mo knows.
Right.
Yeah. But that's interesting. Hampton and Tuskegee, we owe both of those programs a butt whooping.
Man, we owe USM in that case.
Yeah,
USM.
That's the one.
You're right.
That's the one. I think that's the one that's everybody's waiting on. I think a lot of people penciling us in to go undefeated on the season with the asterisk by the USM game. I think that's the one, the concern, if you will, as far as the whole schedule. So what do y'all think? I mean, when this game was first talked about, I think when it was finalized, I think we were going to be going up against the USM team that wasn't too good. I think they changed coaches, and they do, every time we're about to play a G5 team that's sorry, what they do, Mike?
They changed coaches.
Yep.
This is
the third year. This is the third consecutive year that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
This is the third consecutive year that's happened. So what they say, third time's a charm, right?
Right.
So
have y'all looked at this USM roster? I mean, we got our work cut out for us, though.
I looked at the transfer portal, and I saw that they're leading in the transfer portal in terms of the number of transfers that have come on board, mostly obviously from Marshall.
Right.
But you can see that they're going about it in a very aggressive way with trying to build their team this year. So it'll be interesting to see at the end of the day how it's going to look, because with spring coming up, who knows what's going to happen in the spring season, especially with all some, deflections, arrivals, coaches deciding to leave and join other organizations. It'll be an interesting spring to see what happens with them.
I think the biggest thing that stood out to me is a lot of the new guys that they've gotten recently also had offers from us. So that tells me that we're not that far off.
Right.
When it comes down to it, USM is always typically competing with us for the main talent in the state of Mississippi, and I kind of hate that because some of the kids think the bright lights is a little bit bigger, but I'm like, this is an opportunity for us to kind of show it and give it to USM. So if we can go out there and play our game, play aggressive, I like our odds, man. I do. I strongly like our odds against this team.
Yeah, I think that's what makes this game so critical is the fact that we are competing for some of the same players in the state. So this is not one of those FBS games where we're kind of playing with house money, where we're coming in, we're expected to lose, and if we lose, there's nothing there's no residual loss later on down the road. But I think this is going to highly impact recruiting within the state, and this is a game that neither program can afford to lose. So Southern Miss, they're not going to come in taking us lightly, and we have to go out there and just play an excellent game. And it's going to be a great showdown. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be packed. I know as Tiger Nation, we plan to outnumber them in the crowd at the Rock. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting game, and it's going to be very important for us to come out there and, if not win, make it a very competitive game to show recruits that regardless of which, program you choose, you can't go wrong in either one. But if you come over here, we have the culture, we have the pageantry and everything that goes along with black college football, and I think that gives us an edge if we're just making an even competitive game. But if we win, it's over. If we win, it's over.
Yeah, we might as well go and get a talent pool.
Changes the entire trajectory of the recruitment landscape in the state of Mississippi.
Say that again.
I said winning this game changes the entire recruitment landscape for Jackson State in the state of Mississippi.
Yeah, we're recruiting from the same talent pool, same pool of recruits versus USM, and it reminded, other than the guys that he brought from Marshall, I think he brought about 12 to 15 guys or so from Marshall. That was a 10-3 team last season, so a good team. Quarterback
probably a bit more than that, Corey.
Yeah,
it probably brought like 20. Yeah,
it probably is. But as far as some of the local kids, they actually flipped a couple guys who had committed, who had verbally committed, or I guess silently committed to Jackson State. And got him. That was before he officially got to Hattiesburg. So, and he got down there and brought him down. And he was doing like what was he doing at Grambling? He had like the Mercedes Benz or something out there. Y'all remember that with the recruiting?
Ferraris and all of that.
Yeah, they were doing all that, man. They were doing the same thing, but recruit from the same talent pool. Similar with ULM, the past couple of years, we've been going tit for tat. Probably the last 4 years, we've been going tit for tat with ULM recruits, and we beat them out for a couple of them. We beat them out for Quay. offensive lineman. We just beat him out for a defensive end, Mathis, who's coming as well. Number 12 JUCO DN in the country. He had ULM and West Virginia and things like that. So if you look at what the staff is doing, they're not recruiting against SWAC teams. They're recruiting like a G5 team. They're recruiting like we're competing in the G5 conference, not like we're winning SWAC.
Right. Yeah. All right. So any other games that stand out to you guys?
FAMU in Tallahassee.
FAMU in Tallahassee. We hadn't been to Tallahassee. When was that? 2019, Mike? We went together.
Yep. 2018 was that 2018? Yeah, because that was Willie Simmons' first year.
That's the game that Willie them lost the game at the 1 yard line, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was trying to call a timeout and didn't have any timeouts left.
Nope.
Yeah.
Then he ran the ball like a fool. Then we just moseyed on back to the line of scrimmage. Then the clock ran out, and they were just sitting there looking dumbfounded. And then
I think the whole team got baptized.
FAMU has suffered some heartbreaking losses to us, man. If you go back to Harold Jackson's first year, that was the Hail Mary. That game
was
right
it the
there.
Daniel Williams?
No, it wasn't Dan Williams.
No, that wasn't Daniel Williams.
What was the kid's name? Was it Pendleton? No, it wasn't Pendleton.
I can't remember.
I forgot who the receiver
was. It was a Hail Mary at the buzzer in the vet, and then you had the game that we just talked about where the clock ran out. And then you had, of course, the game in the vet last year. We took over in the fourth quarter with the fourth turnover. So the hotels though, y'all seeing that as well?
That was terrible.
Yeah.
And so Florida State has a home game that day, right?
Yeah, Florida State. Yep. I think that's the only game this season where Florida State and FAMU have a home game in the same week. So, but I mean, Florida State is playing Wake Forest. That's really not a marquee game. But I guess
they price gouge a lot when they
still be there. Yeah.
They price gouge a lot in Tallahassee when they both have a home game. So I see people booking in Quincy about 30 minutes out. I see people looking in Georgia. I see some people talk about staying in Pensacola and then just driving over, depending on what time the game starts. So
how far is that drive from Pensacola to Tallahassee?
What's that?
It's 180 miles. So that's about 3.
How you know that off the top of your head, man? 180 miles.
Because I drive it like 3 or 4 times a year, going from Orlando to Jackson.
But not from Pensacola to Tallahassee, though.
Once you get to Tallahassee, you see a sign saying Pensacola 180 miles. Yeah, okay. And I know that because that's when I get out the car and let my wife drive, and it's just a straight shot down I-10, no exits. I stop in Tallahassee, get gas, then 180 miles to Pensacola, then I get out and take it on in. So yeah, that 180 mark, I know that very well.
Driving through. I miss that sign when I'm driving through.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Seen it too many times. But yeah, so that's 180 miles. So that'll get you there in, the way the Aristotle drives about 2 hours. You'll be there. Hour and a half.
What other games? Any other games? Catch y'all.
Alabama State at home.
Homecoming.
So we got a lot of get back. We got a lot of get back on the schedule this year.
Yeah.
I look for that to be a hostile environment.
It will.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm beginning to like them for homecoming.
Why is that?
I'm really beginning to like that game for us on homecoming. I want us to do that every year now.
Yeah. Let me go back to something real quick. I meant to say this about the Vegas game. I've been seeing a lot of fans question that game. Why are we going there? Why we losing the home game? Just kind of questioning things. I know fans don't know, so I understand you're going to ask questions when you don't know. It doesn't make sense to you. And I will say that I am fortunate to be privy to some information and kind of be behind the curtain. But I will say y'all can just relax when it comes to that. We in good hands with AD. If he scheduled that game, it's for a reason. It's going to be beneficial to Jackson State. It's going to be beneficial to the university, to the athletics program. I will say this. It's a win for Jackson State football going out to Vegas. It's a win financially. It's a win from a marketing standpoint. It's a win from a branding standpoint, exposure, recruiting. It's a win for the Sonic Boom of the South. So A.D. Robinson is elite at what he does. He's elite. I know when you just see it, it may not make sense to you, but trust me, he knows what he's doing. So you don't have to question stuff like that if he decides to go to, because he has a lot of options. There's a lot of schools wanting to play Jackson State in different venues. So if he chose Las Vegas over all those, especially to give up a home game, it's beneficial. So let the man cook, y'all. Let the man cook.
Yeah, well, 80 Robinson, I'm not worried about us missing out on the bag. That's not going to happen. I know, we have a little PTSD because we've had some status quo ADs in the past who didn't take advantage of opportunities the way that we would have liked them to. Well, with 80 Robinson, that's not the case at all. Trust me.
William Taplin asked about the Andre Dawson Classic. That's going to be February the 21st to the 23rd.
Okay. That's a good point. TC is undefeated in get-back games. I never thought about it. Shout out to Tamar.
Did not know that. That's a tidbit.
It's a fun fact. Yeah, so we'll keep that going.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Alcorn, that's at home.
Yeah.
Soul Bowl, Capital City Classic.
If you had to rank your excitement on the games, what's your top three, Mike?
My top three. All right, number one is FAMU. FAMU in Tallahassee on my birthday, November 1st. Love it. I love it. Secondly, JSU Alabama State. I'm loving the rivalry that's become, and it's become one of those interstate rivalries. Like, to me, it kind of almost matches Southern. Maybe because we've been whipping Southern so much recently. Notice none of us even says we never mentioned the Southern game. It's just on the back burner now. So yeah, FAMU, Alabama State, and Hampton, because for one, that's week one, that's game one, and it's a get back game. So I want to see how well we come out there and play as defending champions on week one. So do we come out there and look a little bit rusty because we have to play some new pieces, or do we come out there and hit the ground running like we never left?
Like it.
Yeah. What about you, Shaq?
I'm going with Grambling in Vegas because I really want that get back against Grambling, and I want it on a bigger, in a bigger regional.
Market.
I want more exposure when we do it. So going to the West Coast, I think, provides that. Second is FAMU, and third is Alabama State.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'll go Vegas one, just because it's different. That's something that we don't do going out there on the West Coast. So playing in that stadium, we don't get that too often. Well, we're playing in the Benz every year. I guess that counts, but you know what I mean. Going out there at West Coast.
Somewhere new.
Yeah, FAMU going over there. That's Florida, obviously, for me as well, and Mike. So love going over there. I haven't been there in years, and we want to keep beating the Rattlers. And then the third one, it's always going to be Southern. Southern's going to be in that top three no matter what, no matter where we play them, no matter if it counts as a conference game or what. So I can't. I'm never leaving out that Boombox Classic.
My three, going down to Hattiesburg. Want to go shock the world. That's definitely my top. But then going to Baton Rouge. Like Horace said, Southern is always going to be in the top three. And three, going to FAMU, beating them in Tallahatchie. Something we haven't done in a while. Haven't played them in Tallahatchie in a while. Really look forward to beating them. Much like Alabama State, that's a new rivalry that I really like. I don't like them.
Alabama State.
Yeah,
I don't like Alabama State or FAMU.
Would you consider the rivalry now?
It's a rivalry for me. It's definitely a rivalry.
Okay, you got to give us more than that.
Well, it started becoming a rivalry. The build-up started for me during the Darnell Kennedy days of Alabama State.
Okay, so you taking it back. Okay.
I'm taking it back.
Yeah, see, a lot of people don't remember that.
So it started then. It was bubbling up then.
Yeah,
it started, and then it went to another level during Comagee area when Comagee went off on you. Do you remember when Comagee went off on the news media when he was like, "They still in the game for my boys. They still in the game."
Yeah.
And so that took it up another level.
Donovan Robinson spiked football. Yeah, and they sportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah. And then after that, the years that progressed, and then you add during the prime years, when they started the dirty talking toward prime. Okay, now it's ratcheted up another level.
They put the picture up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'm about to say the picture on the screen.
So now it's like, okay, all right, this is what we're doing. Okay, let's get it.
And then you got the little push off on the handshake.
Yeah, no,
but ain't SWAC.
And then beating us for homecoming. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a good little rivalry. Yeah, I saw someone mention earlier that we started off the year with 2
Because Mo knows.
non-conference
That's why.
HBCUs.
Mo, you better tell him what you know.
Man,
Calling you out, man. They put you on the spot on live TV, man.
Yeah,
it's
man.
always your people.
Yeah,
It's always
yeah.
your own people.
Yeah, it's good though. The fans are interested in baseball. They want baseball info, so that's good. That's the build up coming right here. Tiger Talk. Stay tuned.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. We taking turns scheduling each other for homecoming.
Yeah, it's become kind of like
So is FAMU a rivalry? Because I know there's been a discussion, that's been a debate, because they were calling it a rivalry in the past 3-4 years, but we were resisting. We said, no, it's not a rivalry. At some point, it's not a rivalry and it becomes a rivalry. So are we at that point with FAMU?
I would say
a rivalry in the making.
It has to be
brewing.
Yeah. If you look at social media, the back and forth between fans on Facebook, Twitter, and so forth, it's a bit of a rivalry. On the field, it's really not. But I think Jackson State and FAMU, we're just kind of similar fan bases. We both have fans that talk a lot of noise, and we have just a boatload of fans because they're a larger school, one of the largest HBCUs, so obviously they have a lot of fans. And so living here in Orlando, I see them. They have a lot of love, for their university. The same that we have for ours. And I think that just plays a lot into the build up to the games themselves, and then the games it turned out to be a whole lot much ado about nothing. We end up winning convincingly in most years. 2021, I think the score was 7-6. It was a close game, but other than that, it really hasn't been much to really talk about.
So it's split in the comments. I'm looking at all these comments. I'm saying a yes, I'm saying a no, yes, and a no. So it's split. At what point does it become a rivalry? What has to take place for this to become a rivalry?
I think it has to be a rivalry when you feel it in every sport and not just football.
I disagree. I think in football.
I only feel it in football.
Well, I mean, it only is in
Bama State, right?
Yeah.
Look, Duke and UNC, they're a rivalry, and that's just in basketball. Right, Michigan State and Ohio, that's in football. It's not really that not big of a deal in basketball for them. So I think one sport, especially when you talk about SWAC and HBCU, with this kind of culture, I think one just in football alone can make two teams going to be a rivalry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they consider it a rivalry. But
they do. That's where it's coming from. But it's the Jackson State fans are the ones who are resistant for the most part, saying no, it's not a rivalry.
Right.
Don't want to give them that much credit.
Yeah, I think we will know for sure when. I guess if you look at the attendance of last year's game and the home game and the fans showing up,
they didn't even come.
Right.
That's true.
Not to the degree that
them
they
not
were
traveling. Does that take away from it though? That takes away from it.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it definitely doesn't put it on the same level as us in Southern or us in Alcorn.
But there's levels to it as well now. Yeah. Every rivalry won't be the same.
I mean, Southern.
Well, you're saying Alabama State is a rivalry. It's becoming a rivalry too, though. So
when you look at how many Tiger fans showed up in Montgomery, that's a rivalry. We came and took over that little side. They got the big side, the little side.
I think that's what we do, though. We travel, so I don't think us going there makes it a rivalry. And we had a lot at stake, and there was some get back as well.
Yeah.
So I can't just isolate that and say that made it a rivalry.
We had a lot of stake for some Alabama A&M games in Huntsville. We didn't go up there. Not like we should have.
Yeah.
Even when it's at home, we don't go up there. They just don't pass the eyeball test for whatever reason.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, to me, Alabama State is definitely turned into a rivalry. I don't like them, and they don't like us, and it's simple. That's the way it is.
It's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of you got to win more. They need to do more winning against us for it to be a rivalry as well. A lot of people saying that.
Then I hope it's never a rivalry then. Yeah, but JSU fans, Southern, Alcorn, I throw in Valley because they're in state. We kind of
Valley is little throw man as what?
In state rivalry.
I mean Valley as far as let me retract that. Valley's not a rivalry. It's more like a Valley.
Cue up your boy Amos. What I know, the 1400 Club got that clip about what I'm talking about Valley not being a rival.
Famous Amos. Yeah.
Famous Amos.
Yeah,
Come on, man. That's not right.
I watched that ran about once a year, man.
Here we go.
He had me
JSU.
rolling.
See, that's it. JSU is everybody, right? We don't look at them that way.
Right. Yeah. Everybody circled JSU on the calendar, and I always felt for a while that, players that we brought in from out of state, they really didn't understand that when you come and you play for Jackson State, everybody gets up for you. But we really didn't get up for anybody. Nobody really understood that culture. But I think having TC and Coach O in place, AD Robinson, just guys who are Jackson-based, Jackson alumni, they understand how big of a deal it is for everyone else when they play against us. So they taught us we learned to get up for other teams now. In the Celebration Bowl, they counted us out against South Carolina State. But guess what? We got up for them. And only the refs made it, more competitive than it actually was.
I think that changed when Coach Prime got here, and with the transfer portal being a thing, because kids are transferring every year. They're not here long enough for it to be a rivalry. Like back in the day, like when we were in school, when you got to Jackson, if you didn't know it was a rivalry. Matter of fact, we'll talk about Casey Terrio. It's on Tiger Talk. We did an interview with him. I think Mike, maybe you were on that interview. Yeah,
I was on that one.
White Tiger meets Superman Kent. Man, if y'all haven't watched that interview, just Google.
Great interview.
Superman meets the White Tiger or something like that. You'll find it. But we brought Robert Kent and Casey Terrio together, and Casey was just talking about when he first got to Jackson State and how he was learning, how people were telling him which games were rivalry games and things like that. But now they're not here long enough for it to really become a rivalry or for it to sink in. And then Coach Prime, when he got here, we were just so much better than everybody that it didn't matter. Like, who cares if Southern was a rivalry? We were just killing them. It didn't matter. But I think as of late, now those Coach Prime kids, they did see that Southern game as a rivalry though. Now thinking back to it, because if you go back to that spring game, they beat us and they were kind of disrespectful. And I remember Shadur. Y'all probably remember this. Y'all got great memories. After that game, there's video of Shadur, because he didn't play in the spring. He was in school, but he couldn't play.
Right.
There's video of him just walking, just watching a Southern celebrate and be disrespectful, just taking it all in. He was just like basically just throwing it to memory. And then when we went to Southern, that was crazy. That first year under Coach Prime went out. He hit Malachi for that game winner. That was heated. But for the most part, that's why with a lot of the rivalries, they don't get it because of how the landscape of college football.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, there's still going to be some 4-year kids. The man from Southern said, he never beat JSU. He tried though.
So,
you know what? He said he's a senior. I hope he got a grad year or a COVID year or something like that, man.
Oh man,
I hope he's coming back, man. Give him one more shot.
Hey, do you have that video, Core? Do you
I don't
have
have
that
it ready
video?
to play right now, but I can't
Oh
play it right
man,
now. I got it though.
Mm-hmm.
that can't say it. But we tried, man. We tried.
Grambling as a rivalry because of the gap.
It don't feel like a rivalry though.
Yeah. If Grambling is not a rivalry by now, it'll never be because of the history. Like, it's not going to just become a rivalry now. It's too late for that.
Yeah. I think they just had to get a line behind Alcorn and Southern. Then Tennessee State. We have the Southern Heritage Classic.
Like, we can only have so many rivalries.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. At some point, we gotta draw the line. Like, nah, y'all not our rival. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Y'all not our rival.
Yeah. It's really not. Yeah, but. Yeah, we definitely need to close that gap, and I understand it should be a rivalry for us, but it's not just for whatever reason. It be like that sometimes.
That game has historically died off or dwindled down over the past few years, and that started when we was in school, Corey. It started going down then, the enthusiasm behind that game, and I don't know what attributed to that, but
which game?
That Grambling game.
Okay.
It definitely lost its luster around the time that they didn't come to our homecoming. When they skipped out on that, they decided to boycott.
Yeah. It was a lot of bad blood.
Some milk. Over some milk.
Hey, Coach Omar, I mean, you can speak on it. We may get Coach on Tiger Talk soon. Well, what do you think? What's the chance?
We can get him on Tiger Talk.
We've had him on here before. He's a friend of the show.
We've had him on before. We probably had to get him after the season.
Yeah, it may be too late, but
he locked in now.
He's focused.
Let Coach Omar be Omar. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But no, go ahead. I just wanted to put that comment up there.
We're talking about Grambling. Yeah, it's just After that, I think that if we're being candid about it, them not showing up for homecoming, and then we had, I think their penalty was to play us at home for like the next 3 seasons, and they beat us every time. And I know that they left a sour taste in our mouths, but it's still not much of a rivalry. It's it's 2 blue blood programs, but I still don't really consider it a rivalry. Maybe it's the fan base. They don't travel significantly well.
That's disappointing for Grambling.
It's real disappointing considering how close they are to us.
Yeah.
It's a short trip, about 20.
2 hour and 30-minute drive now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Southern, not talk about disappointing though. Southern not traveling, I was very disappointed because they thought
they were going to pack out the championship game.
Yeah. No. We saw all types of excuses. I think the Saints were playing I saw this a lot. The Saints were playing the Cowboys in Dallas that weekend, and all the Southern fans are Saints fans, so they were in Dallas. I heard so much stuff. I'm like, come on, man. That was disappointing. That was disappointing. Yeah. They thought they had a team that could beat us. They didn't even show up.
Yeah, I think that they just felt like their team didn't have a chance, and that's all I can think of. He
did get a pick. At least he got a pick.
Yeah, he did. He could take. Yeah, he could play. Yeah, the kid could play. He could play. Yeah, he was a good one.
He was trying.
Yeah, he tried. Oh man, there you go, man. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, like, subscribe, join. It all helps the cause. When I say it helps the cause, man, that encompasses so much from a branding standpoint. We have recruits who watch. We have players, families who watch it. So I was interviewing, and we already got it recorded. I'll probably drop it the next couple of days. So there's a transfer, big time transfer, who's at Jackson State now, or he'll be, this season, this upcoming season. I actually interviewed him on Tiger Talk, and he said that, you know what, I'm not going to tell it because I'm going to give it away. No, I'll go ahead and give it away. I like to build up the suspense, let y'all watch. No, it was Nate Rember, though. I interviewed Nate Rember, and he said that. So I did the preview show with, y'all know I do a preview show before all the games. So I did a preview show against for the Valley game. And he told me, and it's on the episode that was released, he said that he watched that episode, him and his mom watched that episode before they played Jackson State, and he was at Valley. So you just never know who's watching this. That was pretty cool to hear that. So he was already familiar with me, Tiger Talk, and the whole, just everything. So yeah, we talk about, it all helps the cause. Like, this really goes a long way. The recruits, they're inboxing me, hey, can I come on Tiger Talk? Can you do we have a signing day coming up Wednesday. Can you do my signing day? Can I do an interview? So yeah, just the exposure that this for Jackson State, it goes a long way. So like and subscribe and all that stuff, it helps with the algorithm. Y'all know how Facebook works. When you like a comment, when you comment on it, when you like a post, comment on it, it's more likely to show up in other people's feeds. So same with this. So hit the like button, share, and just keep supporting because it all helps the cause.
Yeah, appreciate that, Israel.
Yeah, my
brother.
Somebody put a comment in the chat and they said, can you guys discuss the option for the 105 roster?
Appreciate that. I put that one up there for you. I appreciate it.
So, well, if everyone was listening to the last show on for Tiger Talk and Ken Clark with the 1400, I think
KC 1400 Media.
Yeah, well, KC 14, you know what I mean.
But brand, I get it right.
But I think Ashley mentioned that they are going to opt in for 105, right?
He said they are, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what does that look like? I don't know, but we better come up with some money because we got to fund them scholarships.
Absolutely. Yeah. Scholarships cost money. So we say it all helps the cause. Yeah. I mean, take it as far as we can go, and with this university, this staff, just the fan base, the sky's the limit for us. Yeah. So, I mean,
does that mean the entire SWAC opts in?
Hold on. Time out. We can get Omar on the show. We can get him on the show. Trust me.
We already had him.
We had him on the show.
Yeah.
So within the Tiger Talk, the whole family, like, we have people who talk to Omar like consistently on the phone. So yeah, that's our guy. We can get him on. Go ahead, Shaq. I had to pull that one up.
No, I said if we, does that mean the entire SWAC opts in, or does it have to be individually school by school? So if commissioner says the SWAC, we're gonna, as a conference, we're gonna opt in to the 105, does that mean that it's the obligation for all of the schools now to commit to that? Or does it mean that only some would be able to commit to it and the other ones would just split scholarships the way that they want to continually?
Yeah, not for certain. I do know that I know McClellan, he mandated for all schools to carry 63 scholarships. I know that was done quite recently. Now for the 105, if he is considering that, I think he would do it in increments. I don't think it'll just go from 63 to 105 because all of our universities don't have those resources. So I think that wouldn't even be fair to do that. But what what it's going to do is, if one school has 105, one school has 63, you made yourself that much less competitive in the conference. So your presidents, your ads, your board, you got some decisions to make in terms of how you want to go about this thing as far as remaining an FCS program.
All facts.
So somebody said, see if I can find it. Somebody's talking about the collective. So yeah, man. I mean, shout out to Ken, man. Again, kudos to that guy, man. Y'all have no idea what that guy goes through, man, to make this stuff happen. Like, trust me, I'm talking to him every day, all day. So, y'all support that brother. Y'all pray for that brother, man. Pray for that brother, man.
I was about to say that.
A lot of y'all. I won't get into it. I'll let him tell his story. But just talk about you three, because I know y'all haven't really talked, haven't been on the air to talk about the collective, but the fans can never hear this too much. And if somebody from the Platinum chat, if you can post the number, how many we're up to. I know we're pushing for 400, and I can't even move on to another sport until we get there. So I know somebody's probably from the Platinum chat can update us on that number. But from your perspective, what would you like to say just about the importance of the collective? And just looking at some of the athletes that we've been able to sign and retain, I don't know if we would have been able to get them if we didn't have that in place. So I just want to get y'all thoughts on that.
It's the lifeline of athletics. This is the new age of athletics. You gotta have it. You gotta have it.
Simple as that. And and just to add on to it, and I agree 100% Mo. This is the new paradigm that we're in with athletics across the board. So not to put my business out there, but I'm a part of the collective. So I got a monthly allotment that I got going toward that. And I'm a part of the JSU by 40, as well as the Alumni Association. So AD Ashley said something on the call the other day about just showing up. And what I want to tell everybody out there, and this is biblically speaking, and this is an expectation of us. It says, one of my favorite verses in 1 John says, love one another, not through words or tongues, but through deeds and truth. So don't tell me you love me. Show me you love me.
Show me you love me.
So that's what I'm gonna say, man. Let's show up. I mean, we talk all the time about how committed we are to our fan base, to the JSU family, to us taking the next leap and progressing so that we can compete with some of these group of 5 schools and so forth. This is the way we got to do it. And it's basically foundational building from the building blocks from the ground level and getting us to get into the point of developing unity and just showing that we committed. And we got to show up, man. AD is pleading with us. Ken is pleading with us. Shoot, if we don't unite right now, especially given the era that we're in, and you guys know what I'm talking about, when the hell are we going to decide to do it? So let's get it. Let's get it.
I'll put it like this. Back in Atlanta, we won a Celebration Bowl when the clock hit 0 and the confetti came down. We're on national TV. Our guys out there showcasing their skills and their talent. Other people are seeing it. Other people saw that. So when these guys got back to their locker rooms, their hotel rooms, their dorm rooms, they're looking at their phones, and their phones are blowing up. And it's other programs that are reaching out to them and saying, well, not directly that way, but sometimes indirectly, that, we're interested in a player like you, and we can offer you a financial incentive that will make you consider playing elsewhere. And we have guys who got a lot of those phone calls and a lot of those messages, and ultimately they end up staying home. You saw the campaigns, a lot of guys saying a little while back, let's run it back. These are guys that would get approached from other programs, G5s, P4s, and they are electing to stay with JSU. And the collective is a large part of the reason why. We have to be able to not just recruit players, but now we have to retain players. And to retain players, we have to bring something to the table now. Again, college, the college athletics has changed. So KC 1400 Collective, JSU by 40, these campaigns are critical to the well-being of the program. If you want to keep winning championships, if you like the way you felt when that confetti came down, you have to be a part of this. It's non-negotiable. I just leave it at that.
And I'll also say most of these kids, if not all of them, they love being at Jackson State. Like they're not necessarily trying to leave, but when you're offered that the money, and we do it on our jobs. Another company offers us more money, even though we love. How many of y'all have left a job that you love because they offer more money? And you probably even went to your company, went to your boss, said, "Can you match? Can you come close to matching? And I'll stay." Right.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these kids, they don't want to leave, but again, it's just something that they can't do.
That money is enticing.
Yeah, Ken Evans, Mo has said he's on record saying Ken didn't want to leave. Right, James with Ken himself up the year before him. I know Mo was recruiting him, but Ole Miss, they had the money. And a lot of these players. So Tilly Bowler, she's at Memphis doing a great job at Memphis. She's leading them in scoring most nights. But not only and I'm not saying that she would have stayed or wanted to stay, but I'm just a specific example. Not only do these players love, their families fall in love with Jackson State, their families. And I'm telling you, just from a Tiger Talk standpoint of interacting with them in person and on social media, when their kids leave, the parents are still interacting and following Jackson State, still all on the social media, commenting on posts, even though their kids are long gone. I said Tilly Bowler because her mom saw her, ran into her at a basketball game earlier this season, and Tilly's in Memphis. So I said, "It's Bowler. You got another kid here? You got somebody on the team?" She's like, "Nah, I just want to come watch, want to come support." So she's still coming to the games because she fell in love with it from the time that her daughter was here. So again, they love being at Jackson State. They just, we got to meet them halfway. So the collective is a big step in that direction. So taking back to Ken, thank you for stepping up and doing this, because if it wasn't for you, I mean, I don't know who else would have stepped up to do it, but a lot of these players that if you look at that schedule, and I don't know if this was coincidence, but that schedule that was just released with the players on it, did y'all notice? Who can tell me where I'm going? All those players who are on that schedule.
All them players are part of the collective. Every last one.
They're ambassadors. Yeah.
Now, again, is that a coincidence? Did they do it on purpose? What does that mean? I have no idea. What that means. Are they the best 14 players on the team? I don't know. We got to ask Austin and TC or whoever in charge of that. But they're all ambassadors, KC 1400. So just something to think about.
Shout out to Ken, man. Keep doing a good job, bro.
We appreciate it.
Brother. Keep you in our prayers, man.
This has grown, where this has come to, especially being a part of some of the conversations behind the scenes and watching it grow organically to where it is right now. Man.
Yeah, it's hard to play college
anything, bro.
Yep.
With that 12th game, I mean, that's an A.D. Robinson decision. I would say at this point, it is what it is, and he had his reasons for opting out. I mean, he could have scheduled a non-conference game.
I like having 2 off weeks.
Yeah, but
and those looking at their schedule, I like the way those off weeks are put on the schedule.
They were they fell
I love the way that they're
that entire schedule. You would think that that schedule was really thought out and put together. It's almost perfect. I mean, I don't see
well thought out.
I don't see many flaws in that schedule. We can always nitpick, but not really any flaws in that schedule.
Does any SWAC school who's come out with their schedule so far have 12 games?
That's a good question. I know somebody in the chat can tell.
Yeah, I know some of these other schools do. Other schools watch too, and we thank them for their viewership also. Other schools, other fans of the SWAC, other fans who just want to be nosy, haters, all the above. We appreciate the viewership.
Especially the one that said that they had the first collector. They're always watching.
You know what? Let me stop. Y'all, Mike, stop me. Tiger Talk. Hey, especially between HC and Remind me of this Tiger Talk, Mike. Hey, especially between homecoming. Man, that was clutch. That bye week, man, that was clutch between homecoming and Vegas.
Yeah.
What up,
Alcorn
Reg?
has 12 games.
Yeah.
What up, Reg?
That's the great Sam.
Reg, what's good?
That's his son. That's my boy. That's our boy.
Yeah.
So you said Alcorn has 12, okay?
Alcorn has 12. It's a terrible schedule too, but yeah, 12.
Well, never mind. Yeah. It's, but you know, I do like the idea of 2 bye weeks. You know, the goal is to win championships. The goal is not to play as many games as you possibly can. I would not be for adding another home game, especially if it's not a significant one that fans are going to travel to. You got homecoming, you got Vegas. So
a lot of fans.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah,
we'll be back in Atlanta.
You got Atlanta. Yeah.
So that's enough. Yeah. Considering all those games, only having 1 week off, that's tough. That's a lot of wear and tear.
It is. Yeah.
That was a gauntlet this past season,
and we got through it relatively healthy, man. That was amazing. Yeah. You think about it,
especially considering what we went through the year prior.
Yeah. The depth on this. Let's talk about this roster. Let's talk about the signees. The recruit have signing day coming up. So I guess first let's start with just the commits and signees so far. Anybody stand out? I mean, kudos to Coach Taylor. The whole staff. I hate to name one coach because they all do their part, but knocking it out of the park in terms of recruiting. I heard towards the end of the season, middle of the season, that if we went on to win a Celebration Bowl from a recruiting standpoint, we'll be able to go out and just pick what we want. We'll be able to go out and pick what we want. And we won the Celebration Bowl, and that's what we're doing. It's like we're picking and choosing who we want. Long gone are the days where, we're going after kids and, losing, them deciding they want to go elsewhere. We're actually turning them away. We're turning away kids that in the past we'd be dying to get. There's like a waiting list. So a lot of times when you see a kid hit the portal or we lose a kid, there's like I'm not in the room, but it's like they have a list of guys, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we lost this kid. Okay, let's go to our top target. Let's get him. We're going down the line, so they don't skip a beat. So you guys want to speak on that? Just the recruit so far.
What stood out to me in the recruiting is how we addressed needs. I know we lost some defensive ends, so us being able to add Karian Mathis, the new commit today, and the transfer from Florida, that's addressing the need. So that really stood out to me.
Yeah, that was a big concern of mine, is how we was going to replace Nobles and those guys. So it's good to see us, bring in some guys who can. I don't like to use the term plug and play because we never know till they get there. But just the guys who are formidable, who can step up and fill their role. But I think for me, the recruit I'm most excited about, the running back is Davenport. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Denario Davenport.
We've been after him for a couple of years.
Yeah. He's that big bruiser that I feel like we needed. And Irv, he was tough to bring down. Irv was everything, but this is the kind of guy that just in the fourth quarter, linebackers
close out the game.
Yeah, you hate to tackle a kid like that during the fourth quarter.
What's that?
I said you hate to tackle a kid like that during the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah. And we got some talent here already. We got Miller. We got Nate Blunt. We have some guys.
Mike, let me stop you. I mean, you can go ahead, but let me just warn you, man. Once you start naming kids, bro, you going down a rabbit hole because there's so many, and you're gonna forget somebody.
Yeah,
I try.
The running back room deep.
Because I mean, you skipped over Travis Terrell off the top.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I kind of see Travis Terrell.
Oh, talking about? Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Travis Terrell. Yeah. He's a running back, but he's kind of everything, man.
He's a gadget guy.
Yeah. He's just he's in his own category, man.
Were you gonna say Nate Blunt?
Yeah. I said Nate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I said Nate Blunt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
it's scary what he's gonna look like after a year in the weight room.
O-line, we lost two.
We lost Evan Henry.
Evan and Kirk.
Evan and Kirk. Yeah.
So 2 seniors. Obviously, you hate to lose that. Leaders as well, but Towns Blue is coming back. But those freshmen, the ones who played last year as true freshmen, they're ready, and our second year guys as well. And then we had a couple O-linemen who redshirted. So I would imagine they'll be ready to play. But as far as replacing those two, they may go grab a veteran out from the portal or someone with experience. But from an offensive line standpoint, we'll be fine because Coach Manning is the real deal. And those guys got some valuable experience. It's rare for a college, especially a true freshman, to play on the offensive line as the first year as a freshman. And we had several guys to do it, and they didn't just step in and play because they were needed. They actually got the job done. So most college athletes take their biggest leap from year 1 to year 2. So I'm excited what those freshmen are going to do to step up.
Yeah. They earned their way. They earned a spot. They didn't. It wasn't due to attrition or anything like that. Or injuries. They earned their way into the depth chart.
Yeah.
So
the
linebacker from Baylor,
Carmelo Jones.
Yeah, Carmelo Jones. Yep, excited to see him. The transfer DN from Bama State. The staff is excited about them. He gives us problems every single year that we play him. But watch his film, man. He's a fun watch. Especially now that he's on our team. When he was on that team, what a fun watch. But now when you can just watch it, enjoy it, and appreciate it because he's about to do that for us, that's a fun watch. Yeah, so that's a big get. They're happy about him.
Yeah. Alabama State tough defense last year. Well coached.
Say that again.
Is that your impact player, Mo?
Man, I'm not ready to pick an impact player yet. It's just too many to choose from. I can't do it.
You got to do your too early pick.
Let me go last. Let me go last. So, let me go last. I got my offensive pick, but defensively.
Who your offensive pick?
Nate the Great. Nate Rembert.
Who did you say, Corey?
Nate the Great. Nate Rembert.
Nate Rembert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Central Florida guy. Yep.
I'll go ahead and go Jalen Ware, ULM, because he's done it. He's done it at that level, G5 level. So you talk about coming in, potentially replacing a True Thompson. He'll get his reps.
That's gonna be a hard task.
But he's done. He has production. As a lot of these transfers that we get, if you look at a lot of these schools, they get excited when they get this MBS transfer, but there's no production. You're banking on what they did in high school.
Right.
We're bringing in kids who have done it, so that's why I'm so excited about Jalen because he's done it against us.
We don't shop off the clearance rack in the transfer portal.
Right.
It's a waiting list. It's a waiting list.
Yeah. 4 stars don't really excite us. We look at the tape, what they did on tape. I'm more impressed with that. But saying we signed this guy who was a 4-star 3 or 4 years ago, it's not impressive.
Right. Let me answer this real quick. Yes, Calvin Younger, the Fanatics. I talked to him a couple of days ago when I saw what was going on with the hotel pricing, so I wanted to make sure he was on top of that. So yeah, he has a plan in place. So Calvin Younger, just Facebook, look him up on Facebook, Calvin Younger, and I'll send him a message. But yeah, they'll be going. Go ahead. I just wanted to make sure I got to that one.
Okay.
Impact. Who do y'all got? I gave y'all my 2.
We talking new recruits or we talking about returning players?
Just overall?
New recruits.
New Impact, new recruits.
Okay.
I want to see what Corian Bowie could do.
Number 12 D in JUCO in the country. Again, beat him out.
I'm excited about his length.
West Virginia and ULM.
Yeah, I'm excited about his length and his athleticism. I want to see what he's going to do this year.
Yeah. DR Stallion just took my guy. I think I have a pencil in as a starter. I think.
Who'd you say?
Again, Boyd. Just you
said him too. Okay.
Yeah. Just I have a pencil in. I know it's too soon, but I think when spring, summer, when fall camp rolls around, I think he's going to be out there on defense against Hampton on the first play of the game. I think he's going to be there. And a kid from Bama State. I can't think of his name right now, but I think he's going to be good as well.
My 2 guys, I got to go with Davenport on offense. And I'm going to come out of nowhere. I want to see what Rogers is going to do. I've been following Rogers his whole career.
So many to choose from, yeah. It was, I said one, I meant Kanye Varner. Yeah, there's so many guys to choose from, man.
Yeah. I remember when they signed him out of high school, it was a pretty big deal. He had some offers then, so see him end up in the Tiger uniform. That's
Kamari.
That's gonna be nice.
Talking about Kamari?
Kanye. No, Kanye.
Oh,
Barnes.
Kanye. Okay, yeah. Yeah,
that's a big weapon we got too, man. The kid from Valley, remember?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really, really big under. I mean, I think offensively, that may be one of the players that really catapults this team and puts us on the up and coming against some of these teams that are going to play us on the outside. But you got him on the inside that's really going to create a mismatch for a lot of teams in this way.
You can't double on the outside.
You can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't.
Like,
most teams in the SWAC, they play from outside in. So you play from the outside wide receivers and go in. But I mean, with that type of speed on the inside and those moves and that twitch switch, that switch quickness, I mean, it's gonna be a tough challenge for all the teams in across the SWAC. And speaking of that, I mean, let's analyze this. We're going to have the most impacted and decimated squad that we had this past season is pretty much all coming back this season in 2025. That's crazy. And that's the wide receiver core.
Wide receiver.
Yeah. Four or five of those kids went down with season-ending injuries, and pretty much you got all of them coming back. That's a big problem, man. It's a big problem to have for opposing defenses next year.
So let me contradict myself. I said, Mike, once you start naming people, you start going down the rabbit hole. Let's name these receivers. Let's start with the guys that people may have, I don't want to say forgot about, but are coming back, who are going into the season were the top receivers. I'm talking
about Rico. Yeah.
Coming back. Taquan Henderson coming back. So let's start there.
Yeah.
Is Kobe coming back?
Who? Kobe Paul?
Kobe Paul. Yeah.
Not only is he coming back, he's looking good, bigger and faster.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking good.
Yeah. Speaking of bigger, Jonas Fatillion.
Man, another year in the
nasty
room. That dude just a matchup nightmare. Yeah.
He was only
Isaiah Spencer.
Yeah.
Dupree.
Yeah, Jalen Dupree. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So
is that it? Did we forget anybody?
I know he's not in the wide receiver room, but Jency Riley is going to contribute in that passing game. And Landy's coming back too, right?
No, Jency Riley. I know he's not in the wide receiver room. Yeah, missed the entire season.
Is Landy was a senior, if I was mistaken, isn't he? Is he coming back?
Landy is a brand ambassador for KC 1400.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Passing game is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Jamil Gardner is coming back, and he improved throughout the year. There were a lot of expectations for him. Early in the season, didn't live up to those expectations for whatever reason. I know he was dealing with some personal stuff, but he just, once he got his footing, you saw him improving and getting his confidence. So, yeah, he'll be back in that wide receiver room as well.
Yeah. Someone said they're excited to see the improvement of Jacoby Morgan going into next year. And that is I think he's just going to be indecisive because he got so many targets. It's like, what is he going with the ball? It's like everybody's going to be open. So I think the sky's the limit for him. I think his biggest thing is find out, who am I throwing it to, because everybody's going to be open pretty much. It's just it's going to be a matchup nightmare for pretty much every defense we play, Southern Miss included.
Logan Mack is no longer with the team. Freshman to watch out for, freshman wide receiver that the staff is really, really high on, Jabari Jones out of Langston Hughes in Atlanta. Be hard to crack that rotation. Yeah. Hard to crack that rotation as a freshman. Hard, but if somebody can do it, he can do it. He'll be able to want to do it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing how the coaches respond to the challenge of keeping these guys engaged, because it's a crowded locker room, it's a talented locker room. You know how wide receivers are. They complain about reps and targets and things of that nature. So I'm just looking forward to seeing how coaches can keep those guys engaged and locked in. And if they're not getting the run that they want, keeping them satisfied. So I think that's going to be one of the biggest challenges for us as a program. Wide receiver U is back.
So 2 people just asked about Witherspoon, the wide receiver he's actually from Florida. So Mike and Orlando area, Lake Mary.
Yeah,
Mike and I know his mom. We both know his mom. So with him, I mean, talented kid. He had a bunch of offers. He wasn't going to play immediately. You know, you hate to lose talent, so I'm not sweeping it under the rug or taking it for granted. But you know, he wasn't going to play, and he ended up committing to what EKU.
EKU, yeah, Eastern Kentucky. Yeah.
The crazy thing about it is, and I haven't looked at their roster, but I'd be willing to bet without looking at their roster, he has a better chance of playing early there than he would have at Jackson State.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened. I haven't talked to the coaches or anyone. I will say this: a lot of times when a kid decommits or doesn't sign, we think that they decide to go elsewhere, but a lot of times the coaches went in a different direction. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened with him. I'm just saying, speaking in general. So don't think that every time we lose a commit, it's because another school beat us out. Sometimes the coaches go in a different direction. Now, with him looking at the time, again, without having spoken to anyone, looking at the timing of it, he had that EKU offer already. Right, or he was already there for him. It's not like he decommitted and then put himself back out on the market, because he decommitted and then he signed within the next day. So it seems like, again, without talking to anybody, it seems like maybe they flipped him. But you know, it'll work out.
It happens. Yeah.
We flip kids. We flipped Travis Hunter one time.
Yeah.
So
And the thing is, you know, it's crazy how the portal works. You never know who's going to come back through those doors 2 or 3 years from now, so, even 1 year from now. So.
Yeah, man, that portal's a revolving door right now.
Yeah, so if it's meant to be, you know.
Okay, Tim, I got you. I was talking about so it's 2 6'4" receivers from Florida. Okay, yeah, this kid, yeah, we got him. I don't know if it's been announced yet, but so I'm not gonna say a name. But yeah, we got him.
Yeah.
Down in the Tampa area. I don't know. If it's been announced yet.
Yeah, I think it's like a silent commit right now.
Yeah, we got him though. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see. I got you. But yeah, so the kid I'm talking about, who I was speaking of from Lake Mary, Orlando area, that's the high school kid. So they're 2 different people. Yes. Again, I did interview him. I interviewed him a week or 2 ago, so I'll probably drop it this week. I asked him on the show. He said, I can't even remember, but yeah, I think he said, yeah, he will be. But I spoke to our coach Javancy as well, and they're excited about the prospect of him returning kicks. So yeah, so pick your poison, man. Him and Travis Terrell, yeah, it'll be fun to watch.
And a lot of times we have 3 back on the kickoff returns. So you'll have Dupree, Nate, and Terrell.
Yeah.
Pick your poison, right?
It's a lot of speed.
Yeah, Lake Mary. I mean, a lot of those programs over there are a good program in that area. Yeah, Lake Mary's a great program.
Yeah. Lake Mary, they went to the finals this year. They went to the state championship. They got smoked by Venice, which is where Malachi Wyman went to school, I believe, like Venice in South Florida. But yeah, it was they got smoked. They lost by 40. But I think Witherspoon had a touchdown that game. He had like a 26-yard touchdown.
Yep,
so
he did.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to watch him in person, Mike?
Nope, never got a chance to.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know we were recruiting him.
Me either. Yeah, I had no clue till he committed, and then it was when he decommitted. That's when I found out who his mother was. And I'm like,
yeah. And then you told me, and I'm like, man, that's his mom. We would have had I known that, we would have kept.
Maybe we would have been in the bag, man.
Yeah, I've done some events with her and everything, man. In Lake Mary, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Yes, Dupree is returning.
Yeah,
he's returning.
Yep, he's returning.
New 6'5" quarterback. Let's talk about him. I know fans.
Jared Lockhart.
Yeah. I was speaking to him a little bit today. He will be signing live on Tiger Talk TV Wednesday morning. So turn on those notifications. So yeah, we gotta. I mean, I don't want to say a steal because we're Jackson State, so we expect that. But a kid who has some big time offers, had an injury, and you know how that goes. As a high schooler and to get injured, a lot of times they move on. So their loss is our gain. So the quarterback room, man, if you look at his film, he's a kid who, can possibly come in and play immediately. Not saying he's going to play or, anything like that, but I'm saying from a talent standpoint, if you go watch the film, it jumps out at you. So quarterback room, man, the one thing I love about having a deep quarterback room is that when there's competition behind Jacoby and it pushes him, he plays his best football when he feels that pressure, when he knows that job he doesn't have it on lock. So the more competition we can have in that room, the better he'll be for us.
Right, yeah. There really is no such thing as an incumbent starter. You come out there and you compete week in, week out for your position. So Jacobin is likely to be the starter, but again, it's going to be competitive. It's not just going to be something that's going to be, handheld and fed to him. He's going to have to go out there and show that he deserves to be the quarterback, which he does, which I think he will. But it's just my thoughts. But yeah, you have to keep that room. You have to keep every room competitive. With Coach O, we call Coach O the GM, and the general manager's job is to bring in players that can outplay the players that are already there. So
out-recruit the room.
Exactly. You want to out-recruit the room every year. So that's how you keep getting better and keep growing as a program. So, and the man's good at his job. So we'll just sit back and watch. And then, JSU is going to be the benefactor at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
JUCO,
we got Corian Mathis Bowie coming out of JUCO. Again, he was the number 12 JUCO DN in the country. We got the cornerback, the DB coming out of Hines as well. What's his name? Somebody help me. You can put it in the chat. Coming out of Hines. So, yeah, we got a couple JUCO guys. Yeah. Go ahead. What were you saying, Shakir?
I said what's real refreshing is the fact that this is the first time in 3 years that we got a returning defensive coordinator to kind of build on of the momentum from the previous season. Before then, we were always, the turnover at the defensive coordinator position was continuous, and we got the top ranked, the second ranked defense coming back again this year, and the defensive coordinator coming back.
And the number one defense, they lost their defensive coordinator, right?
Yep.
And somebody early in the chat was asking who's the DC. It's Lorenzo Quinn. And it's funny that you say that because I actually spoke to him personally about that. I didn't bring it up. He brought it up. He kept bringing it up. He's so excited. He said this is his first time returning in that same position for 2 years in a row. So he's so excited about year 2 at DC. Right? He has schools calling him. He's turning them down left and right. He's turning them down left and right. He's excited to be year 2. He's excited to what he can see, what he can do. I'm sorry, in the second year, with the system in place, year 2, bringing back some guys as well. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun to see.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen this interview with D. Corsi and Ken Clark, highly recommended. 2-part interview.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. It puts you right in the mind of a defensive coordinator. He was very open and honest. He said, I could have done this better. I could have did this better. This is what I was thinking here. Great interview.
I love how he put us in the moment.
Yeah.
Like he literally talks about like, okay, this is what I was thinking right here. This is what was going on right here. He gave us a lot of context.
Football guy. We were talking about him in the Tiger Talk chat earlier. I think it was Ken who was just talking about how analytic he was. And I said, he's always talking football. He's always, the last time I spoke with him, we shouldn't have been talking about football. We were kind of hanging out, but the conversation it just went to football. Like the majority of the conversation, it was just football. And this was a situation where we, we're just kind of hanging out. So he's a football guy.
It was hilarious when he talked about the SWAC championship game, and he talked about that call where they went for like the 60-something yard catch and run. And he was like, I was just bored.
Oh yeah,
he's open and honest and transparent, man.
Yeah, I love his reasoning behind why he said that Southern was the same. He said it's the same. It's the same. I love how he took us in that moment. That TC had just got through messing with him.
Yeah, he was right.
Yeah,
he was right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You just gotta appreciate that honesty. And I know Southern probably took it personally, but well. He's just honest, he's not going to sugarcoat anything, what's your concern? Nothing. It's a different team. Nah, same team. And he went out there and showed it.
Yeah.
Love it.
We need to get a T-shirt
he
that
does
says
make the
same
best
team.
adjustments. Yeah, you're right on that. Yeah. After halftime, teams didn't stand a chance. It is. Yeah, you do all your scoring in the first half, because in the second half you get nothing. They shutting it down.
He really impressed me in the Bethune-Cookman game.
What was it?
Yeah.
What about it?
Well, the way Bethune-Cookman was throwing the ball, especially down the seams on us, and we completely took that away in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his halftime adjustments are great, and Coach Taylor doesn't. It's usually Coach Quinn. He said that Coach TC only had to really tell him something once or twice all season. And he loved the way TC lets him just run the program, run his defense, and make the decisions and not get involved. So, and he's doing a good job, a great job. So yeah, his halftime adjustments. I mean, we talked about how many points the team gave away in the second half over the course of the last 8 games or so. So it kind of speaks for itself. Coach Callie James, nothing has been announced. So just kind of wait and see. There's a guy there.
Yeah,
Coach
assistant.
Coach Jackson, assistant. And I'm not breaking any news or saying he will be, but you have a guy that the kids love. He's energetic. He's right there behind Javancy when it comes to bringing the energy. So he's a fan favorite. He's the kids love him. And I'll be honest. I mean, it's on record, so it's not like I'm breaking any news here either. Go back and listen to the first Coach Quinn interview on Tiger Talk. We've had him on twice. We had him on before the season and after the season. But before the season, when we had him on, we went through each of his defensive coaches. He was talking about each coach. We got to Coach Callie James. He talked about how great he is and how fortunate we are to have him. He said, when we got to Coach Aaron Jackson, the assistant D-line coach, he said, this is before the season. He said that he told Coach, this is on Tiger Talk, go see it. I'm not telling you something that he told me privately. He said that he told Coach Jackson that Callie James is not going to be here long, so be ready. That was before the season. So I wasn't shocked. I wasn't shocked. I don't think anybody was shocked that he left. And Coach Quinn already gave him his stamp. That's the DC. He already gave him his stamp. He said, be ready because Coach Callie James won't be here long. We'll see.
Yep. Stay tuned. Let me see. Any other questions anyone had, Corey?
Man, there's so many. I'm trying to go back through them. There's so many. So, yeah, they have his replacement already, who's already on the team, the punter from last season, and he's good. He's good. He didn't get a chance to showcase it last season because of Noel, but just speaking to Coach Javancy Jones, we talked in depth. He feels as though he can, have a similar season to Noel. So we're in good hands. We're in good hands. Yeah. What else, fellas? I'm glad y'all hopped on here. I know we don't go live on Tiger Talk, but kind of like Coach Quinn, we were bored, right? Figured we'd hop on, chop it up with y'all. I know y'all don't come on the show that much, so it's wanted to let y'all come on as well. But our fans, if y'all want us to do this more often, just let us know. We can go live. We can go live from time to time.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, good. Sunday nightcap.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you having me, Corey.
No doubt. Mo knows, man. We got to have you. And we'll have that baseball preview coming out any day. Now we already got it. It's already recorded, already knocked it out. So it's just a matter of sending it out.
Yeah.
We ought to surprise them and get Omar.
We can do it. We'll do it.
Since they said we can't. Hell was gonna freeze over.
Yeah.
Anything else before we go? Chat?
Appreciate it, brother Steely.
Man, look, get your damn tickets. I'm gonna end the show with just get your tickets.
Yeah.
It all helps the cause.
Yeah,
why?
You gotta get those season tickets, man.
Why get your tickets? Tell them why. Don't just tell them to get it. Get them.
Y'all know this is the best way that we can support the program. Coach AD Ashley has already said that they're adding a $10
donation.
A $10 donation to kind of fund NIL activities behind the scenes for all of the programs. So we set a goal. I think last year we set a goal to 10,000 season tickets, right?
Yep. Yes.
All right.
6.
All right. This year Let's hit 10. Let's hit 10.
Yeah.
I got mine too.
Yeah. And it's great that it supports all athletics because our student athletes that play the non-revenue generating sports, they work just as hard as a football team, basketball team.
That's a great point.
They work just as hard, and they deserve to have everything that our football athletes have and our basketball athletes have. Whether it's we got golf coming back, tennis, softball, bowling, soccer. Those girls work. They grind.
They really do.
Yeah. So it's critical that we support them just as well.
And to go back to the collective, that's another reason to support the collective as well. Kudos to Ken yet again, because it's not just football players and basketball players, it's track athletes and trying to get into other sports. And that's why it's so important for us to hit that 400, that we're at 325 and then exceed that, because there's only so much money to go around, obviously. So in order to get those other sports, those other student athletes who are well deserving, we're going to have to exceed 400. So from a recruiting standpoint, I would imagine there aren't, and I know we're not the first, right? HBCU collective, right, Mo? We're supposedly not the first. I'd rather be the best than the first, but
right.
I don't think a lot of the schools that we're recruiting, the ones who do have NIL collectives, I don't know if their non-revenue sports athletes are taking part in that, if that makes sense. So that's something that would be unique to us, and that could be the determining factor from a recruiting standpoint when we're going up, and not just SWAC schools, even bigger schools. I don't know if they are going to have NIL deals for those athletes in those sports. So that can be the determining factor for us to land some of those recruits, or even go and get some recruits that otherwise we wouldn't have gotten. So it all ties in together. It all ties in together, and that's why we say it all helps the cause every little bit. Not asking one person to do it all, but with, the amount of people that we have, fans, alums, things like that, collectively, we can definitely accomplish everything we want to accomplish.
Right. If a lot of people do just a little bit, it makes a difference.
A little bit goes a long way.
And tell every Tiger that you know. Get that.
All
right, anything else? Anything else? We can jump out. We can hop off if not.
I don't know. Just enjoy Black History Month. Yeah.
Go down to Houston to support the baseball team. Be at the basketball games this upcoming weekend.
Yeah. We didn't talk about basketball. Let's hit that real quick before we go. Let's hit that real quick. Basketball. Kudos to Coach Mo, obviously Coach Richards. 7-2 the women in SWAC play, 6-2 the men. That's because they have to play their next game tomorrow. Against who is it tomorrow?
They're playing Southern tomorrow.
Southern tomorrow, had a
undefeated Southern.
Drew a blank. Yep. So. But man, you talk about first the women. I think exceeding the expectation. Had the pleasure interviewing a couple of those ladies, just outstanding ladies, and a lot of the ladies they brought them in from lower levels, from Division II, even NIA. And you're talking about some talented young ladies that have come together really quickly. I love how they play. They play hard. They play together. Coach Margaret Richards is putting on a coaching clinic. She's putting on a coaching clinic. So
she can really coach.
Who's just really getting it done. So. What do y'all think about the Lady Tigers?
Again, Coach Richards just coming in such a short period of time, put a staff together, putting a team together, and then going out and putting this type of product on the court, going in the SWAC play. It's just phenomenal. That is very impressive. So I'll be glad to see what she has up her sleeve with the whole off season to make adjustments here and there to the roster and come back, but right now, great season. I'm really enjoying it.
The whole offseason and a full recruiting cycle. Because remember when she came in, I think it was
she came in May.
Man, you're talking about. I mean, you can only recruit what's out there at that point. I mean, you don't have the opportunity to go out and get everybody that you wanted. You have to just choose from what's available. So for having a full year to recruit, I'd be excited to see.
You exceed the expectations. It's gonna get scary.
For sure.
It's going to get real scary.
Yeah. Right. And then on the men's side, Coach Mo, we know the talent is there. Last year, injuries have been a problem, so came back and, got put together a deeper team. I know injury bug has still been plaguing him. I took the Deshaun Ruffin holding him out in the beginning of the season as well, make sure he was back 100%. Tate as well, who's supposed to be a big part of the team. But again, 6-2, and things are looking up.
Yeah. You know what they're getting from McMillan, I really didn't expect that. But this team is just starting to gel. You know, they still really haven't quite gelled the way you want them to. So I think going into a SWAC tournament, I'm excited to see what this team can do in the SWAC tourney. But right now, like you said, 6-2, you really can't argue with that. It's they've been playing quite well.
Yeah,
they beat a really good Grambling team the other night.
Yeah.
You can tell they're putting the pieces together, and it's slowly coming together. I don't think they're clicking on all cylinders yet, but dog, they're real close to it. They're real close to it.
Yeah.
We just got to be consistent. Really love the defense was showing the other night. We've had some lapses on defenses a couple of games, and the other night we beat a really good team. And I like the ball sharing. Ruffin had 20, but you had like 3 other people who had 10. So you get 4 or 5 people in double digits, you're going to win some ball games.
Right.
Cool. All right, fellas. I think we can call it quits. But just judging on the comments, they enjoyed the show. So if you guys want to reconvene, just let me know. We can hop back on. Definitely always enjoy chopping it up with y'all, and of course hearing from the fans. So we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yeah. You know, I always love talking JSU. So hey man, go Tigers. I enjoyed it.
Go Tigers.
No doubt.
Go Tigers.
All right. Go Tigers.
AD has approved KC 1400 Collective. Everybody want to hear me say that? This is what it's all about. They're around. They are supporting. The money is going directly to our student athletes. They're signing deals. They have contracts. Let's do it. I mean, without this collective, we won't be successful. We won't be able to sustain our student athletes. I mean, 1400 Collective have done a really, really good job of keeping a lot of our athletes here. You know, if you saw them sign a lot of our athletes, but we got to do our part. So I know after the day, we're going to click that 1400 Collective. We're going to give one of those tiers, and we're going to make sure that we give to this collective so we continue to give to our student athletes and support them and give them what I need. And I want to thank you all, Ken, TD, D-Core, C, T-Dub. Yeah, T-Dub, everyone that created and helped create it. I know I'm missing some names, putting this together.
Tiger Talk TV is presented by Bet Online.